whenever you are either being abducted, having an alien abduction, or any kind of, negative or paranormal experience, imagine a green orb.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not being abducted. I'm imagining a green orb. It seems to be working quite well. What? Ah, shit, no! I'm not gonna lie, as probings go, that wasn't too bad. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Creaky Weekly. Today we're gonna talk about alien abduction and how sleep paralysis is related to it. Let's just get on with it. If it's your first time here, consider subscribing, turning on bell notifications, and yeah. I am going to start, honestly.
The night before, I suddenly made a decision with my fiance, my wife, now to just suddenly move. Is because of a certain event.
Event? Is he telling us that he went up into a spaceship? Or is he trying to say event? Event in a spaceship. No, it doesn't work. You must mean he went in a spaceship. So, this is the KRS astrology channel, interestingly enough.
And as you see by the title, that it has to do with sleep paralysis.
So, I don't know if any of my lovely viewers have ever suffered from sleep paralysis, but I have only a couple of times, and it's absolutely terrifying. So basically the situation is this. Sleep paralysis is when you are in REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, in your deepest sleep, when you're dreaming. And to prevent your body from acting on anything you may be dreaming about, your nervous system kind of shuts down. It's paralyzed. So you can't do anything. Let's just let KRS give you his version.
Or it may not be sleep paralysis.
No, it is sleep paralysis. You just explain.
Well, scientifically speaking, when you're in your REM sleep and you're dreaming, your nerves are kind of paralyzed. Your nervous system is paralyzed because your body does not want you to act upon your dreams. So it keeps you stiff.
Stiff. That's usually in the morning, not during rapid eye movement. Sorry.
But sometimes you want to wake up from that dream and your body is paralyzed, doesn't want you to. You feel like somebody's really pushing you down and like trying to just suffocate you. But then when you wake up in that struggle, you suddenly see you're at the same spot, it's dark, and you're kind of scared, you're freaked out, like what the hell's going on? And
so, yeah, what he's saying is actually exactly how it happens. With me personally, the twice this happened to me, it's happened in exactly the same way. So I was in bed early hours of the morning and I was fast asleep. And I got this feeling like there was somebody leaning over me, putting pressure on my chest, pushing me into the bed. And I was very awake and very aware, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't call out. I couldn't push them off. Obviously, there was nobody there. I couldn't push this thing off. And it is absolutely terrifying because you're trying to shout, you're trying to wake yourself up, and you just can't. And then all of a sudden, you just snap out of it and you wake up and, oh, crap. Yeah, I'm here, I'm fine, and back to sleep.
so that's the scientific way of discussing this phenomenon.
And in my humble opinion, that's where it should be left. But oh no, KRS wants to go one step further with it and claim that it's alien abduction.
But what happened to me is that this was the third time that it has happened, but this time it was very profound. Okay, I do not know if it was something to do with sleep paralysis or a potential abduction, because when I was sleeping, okay, the night, like 2 nights before I moved here, I was sleeping in my bed in the middle of the night, and in my dream, I dreamed that I put my head down on my dad's oldest brother's lap.
I'm not being funny, but that doesn't sound like an alien abduction. That sounds like a childhood trauma.
In India, you call them tauji. And I put my head there on his lap, and I'm just like, hey, this is so good. This feels so good. And suddenly, I come back in my dreams on my bed. But the room is normally lit, yet there's this blurred figure. Long face. It wasn't a normal. Imagine my face being twice as long.
Long face. Were you abducted by a horse?
And yet I still couldn't figure out what face is it. It's that weird. And while I'm sleeping and Yash is sleeping right next to me, and I'm aware that Yash is sleeping next to me, and my body suddenly, if this is my bed, it starts shifting. It's like I feel like I'm shifting. I'm being drifted, like in the Paranormal Activities. Okay, so I'm being shifted, and I'm trying to scream, and I can't because I feel like somebody is like controlling my body.
And to be fair, he is describing it very accurately, because I don't know if it's happened to any of you, so it's difficult. That's exactly what it feels like. You know everything that's going on around you. You can feel this dark figure looming over you, pushing you into the bed. You're trying to shout out. You're trying to wake up, and you just can't. But it gets weird. Not for me, for KRS.
And the way I wake up, the way I was released from going any further than being dragged to the other end of the bed, is that I suddenly, while I am sleeping, while I'm awake, whatever that state was, I imagine a green orb around my body.
Green orb. I think I proved that didn't work at the beginning of the video. Oh, hello, Mr. Orb. Are you here to save me again? I hope you do a better job than you did last time.
That too was just maybe a month ago. I learned that from somebody close to me, that whenever you are either being abducted, having an alien abduction, or any kind of, negative or paranormal experience, imagine a green orb. And I don't know why my brain suddenly went into that. I imagined a green orb around my body, and as soon as I did that, within 4 seconds, whatever this entity was released me. Okay, so that's how I suddenly then woke up from this paralyzed / awake / dreaming state.
So, what do you think? Do you think this is possible? So I think it is possible. It's possible that he's nuts. It's possible that he was bored, so he decided to make this video. It's possible that he's craving the attention this video's got for him. It's possible that he's schizophrenic. But there's no evidence that this is anything other than sleep paralysis, which is a real thing, and as I've said previously, a very scary thing. I'll just take a quick second to thank my Patreons, as I always do. My Patreon numbers are growing every month, and as you all know, I'm extremely grateful for the support that you've chosen to give me. It's allowed me to buy a few extra pieces of equipment to hopefully make my content better. And yeah, thanks guys, it's really, really appreciated. So let's get back to KRS and his alien abduction.
But I don't get this part though. Maybe somebody can explain it. As to, even if it was sleep paralysis, why the hell would I end up waking up at the other end of the bed with my bed sheets off?
Well, I have no idea. It's an absolute mystery. And I've got to be honest, every single time I wake up, either in the middle of the night or in the morning, with my duvet no longer covering me, the first thing that springs to mind is, was I abducted by aliens? I never even consider that I may have got warm and kicked it off, or my lovely wife may have pulled the covers off me during the night. I instantly assume I've been abducted by aliens, obviously.
And while I was in this paralyzed state of REM sleep, I could feel the bed sheet dragging away from my body, and my body shifting onto the other side. And within 10 minutes, Yash was looking at the door. Okay, he kept looking at the door, starting to go at the door. I'm like, okay, what is he wants now? So I open the door. He runs to the door. He runs to the door and goes outside, and he suddenly has like the biggest, loose motions ever.
So his dog shit himself as well.
But then what happens is, the very next day, my sister...
Please tell me your sister shit herself as well. That'll just be perfect.
said that something last night held my hand and wouldn't let it go.
Oh, well, that's nowhere near as funny, and just as I was thinking, this guy's day couldn't get any worse.
Something, while I was sleeping, and I tried to wake up, I couldn't because somebody was holding my hand. And I remember also, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, that somebody was saying that the way the house is built, kind of like the structure of the way the house is built, it has a lot of negative energy.
Ah, yeah, no, I feel you there. There's nothing worse than when your feng isn't swaying the way you'd like it to.
There's something also happened that day which I cannot discuss. It's a personal thing. I may discuss that one day, but right now, no, it's a personal thing.
Hang on, so you're quite happy to tell us that your dog has shit himself? But you can't tell us this because it's personal. I wonder what it is. Did you shit your pants as well?
Where something happened that day before I even went to sleep in the house. And I think that might have invoked this energy. So when people say that, sleep paralysis is a very scientific thing and it's like some old lady sitting on your chest and you can't wake up. Okay, fine. I've had that a couple of times. But even in those couple of times when I woke up, I saw this black cloud exit my room. Okay. But what I want to know is this: why the hell would I wake up on the other side of the bed with my bed sheet off? And that's what freaked me out. I told myself, I told my mom, I told my sister, I told everybody, I'm not going to sleep in this house again.
I tell you what, if I had to move every time I woke up with the duvet on the floor, I wouldn't sleep in the same house 2 nights on the trot. I'd be moving every day. This guy must have a fair bit of coin if he can afford to move every time his duvet falls on the floor.
It was an immature move, but obviously I was going to move, but I just said, no, that's it. I paid extra. I paid twice as much extra to just find a condo in LA in the same place we were looking, to just move in there the very next day. So, I leave this comment and questions for you. I want to see if anybody else out there has experienced what I've experienced. I remember also,
like I said, KRS, yeah, I have experienced it, and I do agree with you. It is very, very scary. But from what I can remember about the incident, and it's been a good, probably a couple of years since I've had an episode of sleep paralysis, but as far as I can remember, my dog didn't shit himself. And I definitely didn't move. Oh, dear me. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and click subscribe and bell notifications if you're new. I've been the Creaky Blinder, and I will see you all on Friday for Flat Out Friday. Don't forget to check out the suggested videos on the end card. Bye!